Just one moment, and the skyscraper turned into a pile of dust. No one had time to breathe, only screams and the sound of collapse echoing through the sky. We can't control the floods, but we can control how we live with nature. If not, the cars will be the first to be swept away. A giant tornado tore through the sky like a whirlwind, howling while carrying dust and the horror of the people. Just 1 second after a small crack, the entire foundation broke apart, and the house was swallowed by the flood right in front of the camera. Hurricane Pierre combined with high tides created a violent scene in St. Malo, with massive waves crashing into the seawall as high as the buildings.
Se llevó el puente. Ah.
Dios mío, qué dolor me da.
The bridge, once a symbol of reconstruction after Hurricane Maria, was swept away again by the fury of Hurricane Fiona.
Ay, Dios mío.
Mudflow rushed down the hillside, and the police car barely managed to reverse in time. Nature shows no mercy. Bangkok, a section of the elevated road under construction, suddenly collapsed on July 10th, leaving a pile of rubble and panic in the capital. The giant waves struck Seward Avenue Beach. It wasn't a scene from a movie. It was a real-life warning. A construction site in New Orleans suddenly collapsed in front of the camera, leaving rubble in the streets and questions without answers. Filmer did not leave the camera as the massive snowslide descended like a monstrous beast charging forward, and nothing could stop it. The trampoline stopped bouncing and started flying. Zeta's wind sent it soaring into the sky as though it were partaking in a deadly game. The Panshan Expressway cracked open like the Earth's mouth, and just seconds later, the entire road disappeared into a deep hole. The wind howled, the rain lashed, and the trees fell. But the lightning strike right next to him was what made Scott Dennison flee from the frame like a scene from an action movie. A thunderous explosion rocked the area near South London Station. Fire and black smoke surged upward, covering the sky.
Holy!
The ice on the road wasn't cold enough to quench the aftermath. A fireball exploded, reminding us that a small mistake can lead to a massive disaster. If you plan to go outside right now, don't. The wind is so wild, it seems intent on erasing all traces of humanity. a sinkhole appeared in the middle of bustling Alexandria. A reminder that the earth is not always stable beneath our feet. Just a few seconds of shaking, then bang. The Turner's Cross grandstand was torn apart by Hurricane Ophelia, like a piece of paper in the quiet soccer field. With just one strong gust of wind, the whole tree can fall like a hammer. Don't stand under trees when a storm is brewing. Nature is truly ferocious. A lightning bolt sliced across the sky and struck the roof. The sound was as if the whole sky was collapsing in Decatur. Kyushu was deeply flooded after a historic rainfall. When the earth can no longer absorb anymore, the flood begins to speak. When a storm hits, don't just think about rain. New York recently witnessed scaffolding collapse as a reminder of the things hanging over our heads. Just a small crack, then everything collapsed in an instant, and the questions about safety echoed in the confusion. The tide doesn't knock on the door, it comes crashing in like a slap from nature, and you only have a few seconds to decide, run or stay. At that time in Ecuador, lightning didn't just flash. It struck repeatedly, clearly warning that the sky was in fury.
Oh, wow.
A teenager recorded the scene of rocks and soil collapsing into the sea in Dorset. An impressive moment, but also a warning about the dangers of unstable cliffs.
That's cool.
Just as she escaped, rocks and soil fell in North Wales. The woman who survived shared, "I can't believe I'm still alive."
Pamela, come back a sec.
Twenty structures were destroyed at the Jinan refugee camp in a shocking attack. As the smoke cleared, the big question remained, can peace return in time? A fire broke out at an oil refinery with thick black smoke obscuring the sky. Authorities issued an emergency shelter-in-place warning as panic spread across the area. A fierce wildfire in North Los Angeles. The flames spread rapidly in the strong winds, forcing firefighters into a life-or-death battle with nature. A whirlwind and heavy rains submerged Honolulu in chaos. Trees were uprooted and roads flooded. A car buried under a thick layer of ice in the suburbs of Detroit after a water pipe burst. An unexpected scene. Heavy snow fell in Colorado, paralyzing all activities. The ground was blanketed in white and freezing cold. a warning from the relentless winter.
2 degrees. Absolutely frigid.
Niagara River froze during a cold spell. A thick ice layer covered the surface, creating a majestic and chilling sight. Kilauea erupted in the dead of night. Red-hot lava surged forth, slicing through the darkness. Nature roared from deep within the earth. Two doe deer fought in the snow, a tense battle that kept viewers captivated. The Niagara River turned into an ice fortress. Icebergs drifted quietly, crashing and glistening in the sunlight, creating a stunningly pristine scene. A wildfire spread across Los Angeles County. Thousands were evacuated as the flames approached homes and properties. A drone recorded the devastating floods at Red Lodge and Yellowstone. Water swept everything away, forcing the famous tourist spot to close completely.
This is absolutely crazy. I know it's hard to see the snow falling. I can't really catch that unless you look at the trees. But for general reference, that's how much snow.
A snowstorm swallowed cars in Lafayette. The suburbs were engulfed by thick snow, resembling a scene from a movie.
Trees completely covered, winds blowing. It looked like a blizzard out here. I think somebody forgot to tell South Louisiana. I'll try.
A massive tornado swept through Richland, forming a column of black dust like a giant monster rising from the ground. Boiling water turned into ice fog instantly when it hit the cold air, a miraculous physical phenomenon in the midst of a harsh winter. A British Airways plane was struck by lightning in Sao Paulo. The lightning strike caused check-in procedures to be delayed for hours, and passengers were in panic.
Looks like he's got the same spines.
Yeah.
A cute little crab stole hearts from
Got the
viewers.
same spines.
Can you name an animal more adorable?
Looks like he's got the same spines.
Yeah.
Kong Ray raged with a wind radius of 320 kilometers, becoming the largest storm to hit Taiwan since 1996, blowing everything in sight away. Amtrak train crashed into a truck blocking the tracks. Luckily, no one was injured, A breathtaking close call.
Desapareció la gandola.
Shanshan turned a road in Miyazaki into a raging river. Water swept everything away, leaving behind a desolate and haunting scene. Giant waves tested ships and boats. Skill and courage were essential to survive in the open ocean. Heavy rains caused severe landslides in Himachal Pradesh, burying roads and disrupting villagers' lives. A fierce whirlwind blew the lid off a hot water tank in Kentucky, leaving the residents terrified. Landslide cascaded down like a living waterfall. You'll feel the uncontrollable, violent power of nature. A security camera recorded the moment a tree uprooted during a storm in New Hampshire, a vivid testament to the destructive power of hurricane winds. Tokyo submerged in floods amid a violent storm, while southern Japan braces for the next approaching typhoon. A series of natural disasters overwhelmed the country. Pohang, South Korea, floodwaters tore apart the streets, sweeping away cars, trash, and everything in their path, creating a terrifying scene. Typhoon Rai hit the Philippines like divine wrath. Howling winds, rising waters, and homes swept away. One of the worst disasters the region has ever witnessed. A fierce wildfire forced hundreds of people to evacuate in Patagonia. The fire destroyed many homes in just a few hours. Kilauea erupted for the fourth time, sending red-hot lava soaring into the sky, a scene both majestic and dangerous. A volcanic ice phenomenon on Lake Michigan, a strange natural event that left viewers stunned by the vivid frozen beauty. The Palisades fire spread in Malibu. A Ring camera captured the moment the flames arrived in the blink of an eye. A series of water spouts appeared at sea, creating a scene of chaos and extreme danger. Kilauea continued to erupt violently, with lava shooting up into the sky like a firefall, posing serious threats. A terrifying lightning strike tore across the sky in Sydney. The explosive moment made everyone look up in awe.
It was huge.
San Diego firefighters rushed into the flames, a fierce battle against a raging fire on the hillside. The sea raged because of Medicane Zorba. Massive waves swept everything away at Stazo Port, Italy. Oh my God! Goni turned a town in the Philippines into a sea of water, with residents battling through the ocean right in the city center. The East Philippine port was devastated within hours as it fought against Typhoon Kamari, leaving traffic completely paralyzed. A haunting scene after the disaster swept through, leaving everything in chaos. A sudden hailstorm hit Canberra. Workers rushed to shelter as the streets became chaotic under the hail. The car stopped in the middle of the road as if it was taking a nap, a moment that made viewers chuckle. Flooding turned Commercial Street in Haline into a river. Residents anxiously watched as the water kept rising. A terrifying mudslide swept everything away in its path. Would you dare to watch until the end? Rocks from the summit of Piscengolo came crashing down, devastating the Bondasca Valley and throwing the entire Italian-Swiss border region into chaos. A sudden avalanche in Colorado buried cars in an instant. Luckily, no casualties. Yoan howled along the Shetland coastline, sending violent waves crashing as if to tear everything apart. These extreme natural phenomena are a stark reminder of humanity's insignificance in the face of Mother Nature. நாற்பதாவது விளக்கம் கிடையாது.